Welcome back to another episode of the Know Your Power podcast. I am your host, Kendall Aaliyah.
And I'm Julia Renee.
Beautiful.
And welcome back to Gym Girl Chats. You know, just another day. Sorry if I sound like gross.
Yeah, you're kind of sick, right?
I don't want to put that out
Not
there.
Manifesting it?
I'm every morning I've woken up with like my throat hurts and I'm like
I feel like it's just this time of year when like the weather's changing so much, and it has been like rainy, but not actually rainy out. Like just like really cloudy and humid for like the whole week here in Texas. So
I'm not about it. I literally knew that it was going to be super gross at my gym, which is like half outdoors, it's basically outdoors.
Yeah.
And yesterday I was like, I'm not going. Nope,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it because I would melt. I would absolutely melt. And yeah, I'm not. But my little sister, Chloe, you guys know her, Chloe, who's like in charge of the pod basically and the vibes. So she listens to the podcast and she knows that we were like, we need to make a jingle. And that's like at the intro of it so that we don't need
Did she make us a
do
jingle?
this. She made us two.
Oh my God, play it. Are they good? Or
No, they're terrible.
I didn't know if they were like as a joke or like she took the time to make a jingle.
No.
Okay.
They're awful.
Oh, also, I listened to this podcast called the Dropouts Pod, and they're like blowing up right now. It's this whole, again, I'm chronically online. I watch everyone and everything. But one of the guys made like an AI song for all of the hosts on the show. And
Really?
like they came out pretty good. Like he just prompted them, like explained who they were, and the AI completely writes it, sings it, instrumentals, like the whole vibe.
We need to try
so
that.
I might find out whatever software he used and I might try it.
That would be
Yeah.
hilarious.
Because it was actually like, they were pretty good.
I mean, it's not going to be funnier than what I have.
Okay, I'm ready.
It's gonna. This is the first one. She sent two drafts.
Wait, is she singing?
You'll see.
Okay.
Let me. Oh wait.
For the podcast. Are you ready? Gym girl chats, lifting heavy and yapping a lot. It's gym girl chats, yeah.
She's going to kill you for
No, I told her I was going to. And then the next one, she wanted to outdo herself.
Okay, she leveled up.
Wait, I need to redo it. Gym girl chats, lifting heavy and yapping a lot. Cha. There we go.
Not the cha. Jazz hands.
I was dying.
That is great. Chloe,
first-
when you're watching this, we love
It
you.
was so good. Oh, she said cha.
We need to like have her on. I want to interview
Yes.
her as just like, as Julia's sister and find out more of like childhood Julia and all the things
I was
you
not
don't
nice.
share.
I wasn't nice.
That's what I want to hear from the source.
I'm nice now, but I wasn't nice then.
Siblings always get the worst side of us, to be fair.
especially the littlest.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm the littlest.
Yeah, she's.
But I wreaked havoc on all the older ones.
You did?
Yeah.
I mean, good for you.
I was mean.
probably.
Poor Cameron. I would beat that boy up.
Well,
Yeah.
how old is he? He's
like a year older than me, like a year and a half. So yeah, we were like basically twins, and like he knew how to push all the buttons all the time.
In my family, it was like you passed it down to the one that was younger. Like my brother beat me up, so I was like, I'm gonna beat
fair.
Chloe up, and then Chloe had no one to beat up.
Oh,
Yeah,
poor Chloe.
yeah, it's fine.
It's okay. Oh, jeez.
Excuse me. But yeah, so my coach cut my calories.
You called it last week.
I did.
Yeah.
Actually, I did.
So you shouldn't have put that one into the universe.
I did. And it's like a good thing because I
No,
know that like this is what's going to get me to where I want to be. And he increased my cardio. So now it was 3 times a week for 40 minutes steady state. And then 2 times, and that's fasted. And then it was 2 times post cardio, 25 minutes. It was more like goal based. And now it's 5 times a week of 10 minutes, 5 times a week fasted. But first what I do is I go on the treadmill and I have to run. Yes, I said run.
Yeah. Welcome to the club.
Run a mile in under 12
jeez.
minutes, which
Jeez.
it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. Usually I can just stick between, like I go in between level 5.5 and level 6. And like, I've been getting it in about like 10
Something
minutes.
about a mile though. That I just hate running anything over like a lap.
Yeah, I know. Cause that's it. I think about it back into high school. I'm like, that's 4 laps around the track.
And that was like traumatizing to me, the run a mile days.
Those were the worst. I used to be able to run like a 6-minute mile.
Me too.
Like what?
In like 5th grade though. Like it's been a minute.
Mine was like, I think high school.
And then when I did volleyball my freshman year, I don't know how these girls did it. You had to run a mile before practice every single morning at like 6. Like we would go, like this was summertime, like pre-school training.
Oh, you ain't even in school yet.
We would run the mile every single morning and then go into practice and then like run more during practice for like drills and stuff. And then even when school started, we would start at the track, run a mile and then go, oh my gosh.
There was like this point where in wrestling, my coach was like, yeah, y'all are going to run with cross country to build up your endurance. So we would go wake up I'd be at school at like 5 a.m. To run with cross country because they run that early.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hate this.
Yeah. I would never, ever sign up for that. I'm a okay runner. I'm not going to say good. I was a good runner. I was a good sprinter.
Yeah, you have long legs.
But there's something different. Like I've always had thicker legs though. Like I've never been built for long distance and like my legs rub together and it's so uncomfortable. Yeah. But like sprinting I could do all day. But anyway, back to your current cardio plan. So you start with a mile.
Oh yeah. I forgot we were talking about that.
You're good.
Just talking about the post-cardio trauma that we have endured. Yeah. So I do that. I have to, and usually I can burns me about 100 calories usually. And I've been able to get my heart rate because like I don't run to like maybe in between 175 to 180. Mm-hmm. So then when I go to the Stairmaster, then it's 40 minutes of steady state cardio.
Yeah.
And my target heart rate for that is just 135.
Are you able to go slower now?
Oh yeah, this morning I was on level 3 and my heart rate was still at like 155 just because of like boosting it so much when running. Yeah. And then when I went back on the Stairmaster, I didn't have to go as like hard. I was like level 3, level 4.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I'm not doing enough, but my heart rate is up and I'm burning calories.
Yeah. So that's what it's for. Like, I think that's kind of what I've been doing, but like I've been sticking on the treadmill just because it's easier than switching. I'm sure I could, and I'm sure it would have its own benefits. But I'll start with running too. And I'll do intervals of run for 45 seconds, walk for 45 seconds for like, it depends on the day, but at least 5 sprints, up to 10 if I'm like having a good energy day. And then same thing, I'll just go into walking on incline. But since my heart rate was up in that like 180 zone, now when I actually walk, my heart rate stays pretty high.
Yes.
Instead of I've gotten to a point really quickly because we all know my cardiovascular health was terrible like a month ago. Now if I just walk, my heart rate's not getting up anymore. Yeah. So I need to run first or I need to do stairs.
And that's the thing that happens with cardio in general. It's like you get used to it. Like you do get better at it. And what I noticed too, and what my coach was explaining to me too, is that there are certain times like in prep, basically the closer you get to the show, it's a lot harder to get your heart rate up like it used to be because you're so used to it and you've gotten so good at it that now you kind of have to work harder to get like a similar effect. Mm-hmm. So that's why we have implemented this into it. And now I'm like, wow, this is great.
That's awesome.
I'm excited.
I'm excited to see like your results from it.
And then we cut calories too. So that's good. So we have like all of my days. So rest days, it's like lower calories, lower carbs, higher fats. And then on my all training days, it's the same calories, but it's like still lower than what I'm used to. And then about like moderate carbs and then lower fats. So that's where we're at right now. But
how's your energy feeling? Are you still good?
I feel okay. This morning, my body is trashed because I trained quads yesterday. And since I'm only training them every other week now,
they hit.
Every time I train them, I'm like, how will I go on?
Yeah.
How will I go on the rest of the week?
How will I walk ever again?
So yeah, luckily I'm getting a massage today.
Those are like the questions I like to ask during prep because I want to know like mentally how you're doing. It's like physically we all know you're going through a lot.
Yeah, that's just a given.
Yeah.
Mentally I'm fine.
Okay, good.
Everything's fine. I'm kind of just like every day is kind of just the same, you know? Yeah. There's like a point in prep where it's like I always call it like the boring part where nothing's really changing like too drastically. You're not too low in calories. You're not too high in cardio, but it's just like this kind of like mundane, repetitive routine that you're in that's necessary.
I think it's the hardest part of prep, but my most favorite is those last like 3 weeks because you see your body change the most.
Yes.
But you're also like not present at all because you're dying. But
yeah. And you're like, in La La Land.
Yeah. And then things start to change. Like 1 week out, you start to like have carbs again and you're like, whoa, this is so nice.
Yeah. And then you're like, why am I so hungry now?
So according to the sheet, you haven't watched Cody Ko. I want to hear your thoughts.
He reminds me of Andy Bernard.
I don't know who that is. Oh, from The Office.
Andy
okay.
Bernard?
I was trying to think of another YouTuber. Let me look it up.
No, Andy Bernard. If you guys know who Cody Ko is and you know who Andy Bernard, the character from The Office, I don't know why. I don't necessarily think they look a lot similar, but their personality is so similar to me. I don't know why.
Well, I feel like Cody also has some of that like dry humor.
Yes.
And then he'll like kind of laugh at his own jokes, which I feel like is very his character.
I was like, I didn't think I was going to like him. I was like expecting not to like him. But
trust my opinion.
I was like, okay, I kind of like him.
He's just like, he's one of those like comfort YouTubers for me. He's been around for like a really long time. I had no clue who he was. And when I first started dating Cooper, we were like trying to find something to watch on TV. And he was like, oh, like you have to see this one Cody Ko video. And it was like really old. And it's one of his like most viewed ones. And I was cracking up. And even now, like, Cooper doesn't really watch him, but I continue.
Oh, wow.
And every video he posts, I watch. I'm like both channels.
I didn't know he had two also. Because when I look it up, I'm like, wait, what's going on? Is someone pretending to be him? I'm like, what? I didn't know that. But my favorite ones to watch are actually the Tinder nightmares that he does with his wife. I love his wife.
I love her just as much, if not more. She's another, like, she's so motherly, and they just had a kid. I don't know if you're up to date on the lore. She's so motherly, and she was a preschool teacher before, or I think it was preschool. If not, it was like elementary school. So she has that like very calming, like positive energy, and they have a podcast that they do, and it's great.
Damn, they have all the things.
Well, he has like 3 podcasts.
What?
Yeah. And I don't know if they always do one together, but those are the ones I watch, is the ones they do together.
Yeah. My favorite ones, at least YouTube, is when she's in it too, because it's like,
she's so funny.
She's really funny.
Yeah.
Like sometimes even funnier than he is.
I think he's a little more like subtle funny, and she's more like you're laughing at her jokes.
Yes. And that's usually like, I guess, would they call it like slapstick humor, where it's like, you know that someone is being funny, or you know that I usually am drawn to that. My sister sent me this, I guess it was a meme from Instagram, and there's 2 jars. On the left, it says swear jar, and it has like barely any coins in it. And on the right, it says SpongeBob reference jar.
Oh, that's
and
great.
It's full of coins, and she's like, this is you.
I have a thing that I kind of want to get you, but I don't know how like actual useful it is, but it's so sick. So I'm just going to tell you about it instead. And if you still want it one day, I will find the way to get it for you. But I was watching this podcast, and I didn't even realize, but I guess one of the guys on that one also loves SpongeBob and SpongeBob references, but I've never put 2 and 2 together. And it was his birthday. And so his friend got him 2 gifts, and the first one was like a serious gift, and the second one he opens is like a Dr. Kelp like big jug. And he's like getting into fitness, so he was like, "Oh, you can like drink your protein shakes out of it." And I'm like, "Wait, that would be so good for Julia."
That's hilarious.
Because it was like, I don't know how to picture it. I'll send you a link to it because it was sick.
Dr. Kelp. I also was like getting things for the Know Your Power retreat
or
this
Diet
weekend.
Kelp. What was
Diet
it?
Dr. Kelp or something like that. Maybe.
Hold on. I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, I was getting. I was at Party City getting some stuff for the retreat, and I was, in the checkout counter. And they always have those like little baby items by the checkout counter to like, oh my God.
It's a big kelp shake.
So
I'll put it on the screen
shake.
of the YouTube, and we'll put it in the story. I'll remember to
If
send
anyone watches SpongeBob, you remember that time where it's like, he burnt my shake. You remember that part? He burnt my shake.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like that guy. I think it's like, he's the my leg guy.
I reference that the most.
My leg.
Every like day I reference that.
That's me today.
Yeah.
My leg.
Anyway, I'm sorry, I interrupted
legs.
you.
What was I saying?
You were talking about checking out.
Oh, and I saw the Krabby Patties. You know those little Krabby Patties that probably don't taste good at all, but you like want to buy them because they look like Krabby Patties.
Did you buy them?
No.
Okay.
I wanted to.
That's not on the prep
It's
plan.
not on the prep diet, unfortunately.
Krabby Patties as dessert.
Krabby Patties, but they're probably like 20
taste so
20
bad.
calories. It's like flavored.
We've all had them.
Flavored
they taste
plastic.
Really bad.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, so actually a listener sent in, she actually direct messaged me on Instagram and sent me this video. And I really want to talk about it because I'm very confused.
Can you like play it for me? For us?
So there's no sound.
Okay.
There's no sound.
Just explain it then.
It's also going to be on stories.
Okay.
It's going to be on stories so you can like make your own judgments. But this creator, she posted.
I feel like I saw this one because I think we reposted it, but I just want to see it again.
So just to give you a visual, if you're not watching, if you're only listening, well, even if you're watching, you probably don't know what we're talking about. So it's a girl. She's wearing no makeup. She has her headphones on, and she's clearly at a gym. And the background, there's no like music. I think it's just the gym noise. So she's just showing her face, and she's kind of like moving her face around and showing, I guess, that she has no makeup on. And it says, "Girls with makeup and loose hair in the gym. Do you even consider a chance of breaking a sweat? Question mark."
I did see this one.
I got some beef with this, bro.
I got some beef with this too. And I think my biggest one is like, why are people haters?
So yeah, and the comments were like, and we don't go, first of all, don't go send this creator any hate.
No, at all.
Because we do not.
Because then we'd be on her level.
Yes,
we're not here to hate on other women at all.
Problems with hate on hate.
Yeah.
But a lot of them were just like, they were more neutral, like this sucks. Like this kind of sucks to see. And
yeah.
So she did like I went immediately to her stories because she's a pretty small creator and that blew up, and she hasn't had anything like blow up that big. Of course, because it's very like eye-catching and people want to share their comments about it. So I went to her story and it says, oh God, I can't tell. I can't tell like if she's trying to be mean or not. Like I really can't tell. So one of the stories showing, it's on her Instagram story, it shows like some screenshots of the comments, and one's like, "This has got to be rage bait." One says, "Guys, she's a mean girl. I see it in her eyes." Not nice. "You're mad. You don't look at." Yeah, this is not nice either. Yeah, just like some of the mean, like some of them are just like truly mean, which I don't think is. We don't.
Yeah, again,
venom and venom. You know,
that's not gonna get anywhere.
Yeah, it's just like mean. And she says, "When I posted the reel, I couldn't even imagine that it would become a test for adequacy." Okay. The next one says, "I don't have ideal skin either." And it shows like her face without makeup. You know, you can see a little bit of texture and all that, which we all have, you know.
Were some people saying like why they wear makeup to the gym?
Maybe. And I think that's what she was trying to say. And the next slide, it says, "I accepted and love my face and my body, me. I feel sincerely sorry for those who feel insecure, but cover their lack of confidence by not caring much about what others think. Quite the opposite." So I think what she was trying to say, and then another one says like, "Oh my God, 88 comments so far. I started receiving some supportive ones, and I wish all the butthurt girls more self-confidence." I would, yeah. So I think
I want to word like how I feel about it properly.
Okay.
So I feel like I need to get the right words. I think it's kind of like the same thing when we were talking about the trend around like being quote unquote bulky or too bulky, where it's
also,
you can do
the trend where women were saying, "I stopped wearing tight clothes to the gym because my profile is for the girlies."
Yeah.
This is where like two things can be correct at the same time.
Yeah.
You can wear a full sweats and everything, and sometimes that's my vibe. Sometimes that's your vibe. And you can also wear whatever tight clothes you want.
Yeah.
And still feel confident, and that's how you express yourself.
The only thing I don't like and don't agree with is putting other people down for their own choices. So like, I'm someone for a long time, I didn't wear makeup to the gym. I didn't feel a need. I feel confident when I don't wear makeup. Would I ever go up to a girl who wore makeup and say, "Hey, that's wrong. Hey, you're not working hard enough. Hey, you're self-conscious"? Never.
Yeah.
And now I'm someone that wears makeup to the gym and I love it. And I would never go up to a girl who doesn't wear makeup and tell her what she's doing wrong. So like,
yeah, I wouldn't just assume
ever.
that since you do X, Y, Z, that means that
no, yeah.
you, for one, are self-conscious and
Yeah.
you don't think you're pretty. And two, you don't work hard in the gym.
And
Like, what?
Yeah, the initial comment of, do you even break a sweat? I work harder because I feel good about myself, and wearing makeup is for me and not for anyone else.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get anyone's attention at the gym. I'm there for me. I'm there to work hard. And when I feel good about myself, I work even harder because I'm not concerned with how I look.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So
she even like, I think there was like a couple of slides too where she kind of went into detail about it, like also like how wearing makeup to the gym, like it's not good for your skin. I have acne prone skin. So she went into stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was actually her main intention of the post. We don't know.
yeah, it had like a negative connotation to it, I feel like. And then I feel like when you do something like that, of course, I don't think anyone in the world deserves hate. I think everyone should be heard out. And sometimes things can be like misconstrued or misunderstood. But I don't think saying thing in a negative way and then getting negativity back is then like, oh, you guys must all be self-conscious. It's like, no, you came for a community. Yeah. Of course, they're going to try to defend themselves the same way you are right now.
Yeah, just like you can like what you like and make your own life choices, so can other people. It's just wild to me that people want to choose like what I believe is right and what you believe is wrong. So let me tell you why it's
wrong. Let alone
wrong.
Makeup at the gym, dude. Like what an obscure problem to bring up or to drag people for. Like who cares?
I know. I'm just like do what you want, man.
Yeah.
Wear it, don't wear it.
Yeah,
wear it sometimes, don't wear it.
I've seen the exact opposite, and even the trend you did recently of like, I like to get ready for the gym. This is my one time I go out. Like that's the one thing I do. I look forward to feeling pretty and going to the gym. And that looks different for everyone. And I've seen comments on videos like that having the opposite of like, oh, like you're trying to get attention, blah, blah, blah. So I feel like there's no winning. Like if you're strong on either side, like just don't care what other people do.
Yes.
I have never looked at someone in the gym and even thought about their makeup once.
No, I'm never like, why are you wearing so much makeup?
Like, whoa, that girl has eyeliner on, hitting legs.
Or like, why are you not wearing makeup? Like as somebody that does a full beat to the gym, and I know that I do, and I'm proud that I do, and I will continue to do that.
And you look damn good doing it.
And I never look at a girl that doesn't have makeup and I'm like, you should be wearing a full beat.
Yeah.
No. Never.
It's just so weird to comment on other people's, like, what they do. I don't know.
No, just you do you. Don't impose your beliefs or what you feel confident in on other people.
Yeah.
Everyone decides to choose. And I think that that's the biggest thing about this post. I don't believe she deserves to be fought with. You don't want to fight venom with venom.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to feel strongly about commenting, you know, just making somebody gently aware that, you know, hey, like, it's not the nicest thing because you can believe what you believe. Yeah. I believe what I believe. You know, even though seeing that, it did make me like upset and a little angry. I'm not like,
yeah, I don't think I've ever left a hate comment in my entire life. No. And I feel like they don't go anywhere. And I understand like when something does hurt you having like an impulse reaction, but like, I don't know, when I see stuff like that, I'll bring it up to someone like you and we can chat about it and we can talk about it.
Like, what do you feel about it? And we bring it to the pod.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
What do you guys think? So on the stories, we're going to have the video of it. I don't know if I should post the screenshots of her story. Should I?
Let's review them. I just don't want to spread anything wrong. And sometimes like things just through text can be taken the wrong way.
Exactly.
And then,
yeah, because like I get where she's coming from in some of the things, because I know she was talking about like how makeup isn't good for your skin and she struggles with some like acne and stuff, and I understand.
So do I.
I understand that, and then awesome. Then that's your choice not to wear makeup to the gym, you know. And I know there might be a lot of women who are similar to her that if they wear makeup to the gym, like that's it, like they're going to break out. I totally understand that.
I've been there,
but there also might be women that want to wear makeup to the gym and like don't properly know how or what products to use because of like the skin. And I get that as well. Yeah. But I just
don't like seeing women bring women down for anything.
Yeah,
ever.
it's like, come on, bro.
We're in this together.
Yeah. So let us know like what you guys think. Like, no, again, I want to reiterate. I know you guys are super sweet and super awesome, but just like if you want to go and see her video, it'll be on our stories. No hate, no nothing.
I would like to think the people that listen to our stuff don't do hate comments.
No, they don't.
Because I feel like they're like iterations of us.
Yes,
so.
they wouldn't. Right, guys? Right?
Right?
Yeah, but we're just curious of like what your interpretation of it is, like what you think, but. Yeah, we just wanted to bring that up.
It is an interesting topic, and I feel like I see it more and more, especially like you were saying around like the gym clothes and the gym, like just like different things.
It's all the same thing, just in different ways. Like lifting made me bulky. Lifting didn't make me bulky. I'm not going to wear tight clothes in the gym. I'm going to wear baggy clothes in the gym.
I like to wear tight clothes in the gym,
It's like both of these are people's opinions of what they believe is true to them. And we all deserve to have them. Okay?
It's just, that's what being an individual is. The next thing we're going to go into is talking about early 2000s diets.
Bro.
Which, like these, reading some of these kind of brought me back.
The ones that we're gonna go over, I have never heard of.
I have.
You have?
Because I think I was so deep into like Tumblr culture, diet culture back when I was little.
Yeah, well then great, because we can actually get your...
And I did one of these, or I added my own, but I did one of these crazy crash diets.
Which one was yours?
We'll talk about mine last. Let's go over these first, yeah.
Okay, so the first one is called the cotton ball diet. I'm laughing because it's just crazy.
So bad for you.
But people did it.
Yeah.
So, okay, basically per Wikipedia, which is a very trusted source.
Super.
Very trusted source. My source material will be down in the description. The cotton ball diet was a fad diet in the 2000s that involves consuming cotton balls dipped in liquids such as juices or smoothies. The cotton is intended to make a person's stomach feel full without them gaining weight. This diet has been repeatedly condemned as dangerous. And I wrote, well, duh.
I can't even digest bread. Imagine me trying to eat a cotton ball.
That's crazy.
Like my body, how does a body process that? It's like a foreign object.
It doesn't. And like there was more like under this description and basically saying that like the body does not process.
Yeah, at all. I understand it would make you full because it's sitting in your stomach for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Like that's unreal. Like so like people have done it, celebrities have endorsed it. Like some of the ones that we're gonna go over, like celebrities genuinely
Reminder, this is not inspiration.
No.
Let's stay away from all of these.
Yes. Yeah. Little warning.
Yeah.
Let's not do any of these.
Yeah.
They don't work.
I've heard about this one in like the model world. I think I was listening to like an interview of like a current model, but they were like referencing like what old models would do. And that's how I knew about this one. And I just think that's insane.
I know. And then the next one.
The next one's so funny.
It's called the air diet.
So you just sit there and...
No, it's like even crazier than you think. Okay. But honestly,
I didn't read this one.
I feel like in prep we both do similar things though. But we don't just not eat. So the air diet is like virtual eating. So it's a French inspired and celebrity endorsed plan in which you guessed it, you eat nothing.
You guessed it. For dinner, you're having
a bowl of air. Can I get a number one meal of air with a side of air,
please?
And then a drink of air.
You're just dipping it into more air.
And this one's even like, it's crazier because they go into it a little bit more. It says like, instead you take a forkful of real, actual edible food, put it to your mouth, but you do not eat it. Don't do it.
This is like, when you go to give your dog a treat, but then you get like distracted and they're sitting there like...
Yes, it's like that.
I feel like that's like torture.
They sniffed it and then they're like...
Yeah.
Wait, what? It says, simply breathe in the aroma and imagine it swishing around in your mouth. Then swallow. You were allowed to drink soup, ... That is, water mixed with salt.
So you're eating air and you're drinking salt water.
Yes. So this kind of, when you're a kid and you're playing with like a dollhouse or like a kitchen and you're using the plastic bowl and and you're just pretending to eat. That's like what it is.
That's insane.
That's wild.
Also, like, you're preparing the food. You have food in front of you, and you're choosing to fake eat it.
Yeah, you just sniff it, chew.
That's crazy.
Like, that is so crazy.
This
like,
next one's nuts, too.
Yeah, this one, I feel like is a little bit more common, but it's the tapeworm diet. Okay.
All of these are just so... I can't imagine the aftermath of all of these. Because even that last one, drinking your saltwater soup... Like, and not eating, imagine how dehydrated that person is. Which, like, of course, you're going to feel leaner, but your body's literally shriveling up.
Yeah.
That is just not it.
I mean, oh my God. Why am I can't, all I can think about now is SpongeBob. But I'm remembering when SpongeBob is like, he's kind of doing something similar with the air. Remember when he's like trying to take the oxygen and he's like,
yeah. Is this when he's in Sandy's house?
It might be. Yeah. I'm not sure.
And then he's like, I'm not going to try to do the voice, but he's like, water.
I need it. Yeah, it's something like that.
I think so.
But the tapeworm diet is different. You still eat food, but this also reminds me of the episode of The Office when Kelly gets a tapeworm from Creed so she can lose weight because she's trying to fit into a dress. And she gets like so sick and like they even make her face look like yellow. It's crazy. Anyways, but the tapeworm diet, you ingest a pill that contains a tapeworm egg. The egg will hatch and the tapeworm will grow inside of you.
Insane.
Eating whatever you eat, in theory, it eats all of your calories away. Never mind that the tapeworm is a parasite and it's not your friend. The tapeworm doesn't always limit itself to your digestive tract. It can travel all over the body, cause pain, diarrhea, nausea, fever. I said fear. It can
also
fear, allergic reactions, infections, etc.
Well, yeah.
And wow, there's so many other issues. Like
a whole list.
There's a whole list.
Well, have you seen how big tapeworms can get?
No.
Like super long.
They said I
like the length of your digestive tract.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Disgusting. I remember hearing about
that it
this
was
one.
like it could get to 5 feet.
Yeah. Just like, I don't know, that's taking up your whole stomach and some, you know.
It is like now an organ of your body.
That's just like so scary.
Something living inside
I can't
of
even
you.
get an IUD because I'm afraid of something just like sitting in me, let alone an animal.
Like a live thing.
That would drive me insane.
And she says an animal.
A parasite. That's great. I know some people get them unintentionally. Like you don't want that in your body. Imagine just like choosing that.
Yeah, like literally like, I'm going to take this pill. I'm going to let a worm grow inside me and get to 5 feet long. Like what? Like how do you get it out? Do you get it out?
I
have a lot of questions.
There are like certain cleanses because you're not supposed to have them in your body. There are certain like cleanses I think you can do to like ward your body of them.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know, like, did they have them intentionally for years or would it be like a 1 week thing and then they flush it out? I really don't know.
I don't know.
That seems so gross to me.
Yeah, like
that,
imagine just like
crawl.
sitting like in your chair, laying in bed and being like, there's something inside
There's
me.
a tapeworm inside.
But also, when you're pregnant, isn't it kind of similar? Like you just lay there and you're like, there's someone inside.
Yeah, but it's also not a parasite,
I know, it's not a parasite
eating your food and organs.
I mean, but it's kind of similar.
Yeah, a little bit. Pregnancy also scares me.
They do kind of like take, I mean, not that we know, not that we're educated whatsoever on what it is like to be pregnant, but they do feed off you.
I've never been scared of like giving birth. I'm scared of the 9 months of like knowing that there's a baby in me.
Mine's the opposite.
Yeah, I think that's more common. I think usually people are okay with the pregnancy, but like the act of giving birth is of course like a little nerve wracking. I'm the opposite. As soon as I know I'm pregnant, I know I'm like never walking again. Like I will be bedridden for 9 months.
Oh my God. She'll just have a bell.
I'm just such a hypochondriac. I would assume something is wrong every 2 seconds.
You're going to be a helicopter mom.
Oh man, I'm scared.
And you're going to be thinking that your kid is like always sick when they're not.
Actually, I'm not that way to other people at all though. I'm very normal. I heard that.
Zach just sneezed and it was so loud.
I thought it was your dog.
Sometimes he sneezes so loud that I get mad because he scares the bejesus out of me that I want to punch him.
He has like a dad sneeze.
Yeah.
Does your dad have like
My dad sneezes just like that. Okay.
My dad used to sneeze really loud and then go, Agunga.
Oh my God.
Like it was a thing.
That gave me the ick. Like I wanted to just like throw hands.
How do you think I felt growing up?
What? This is not even a topic that I thought we were going to talk about, but what are some Do you have any gym icks?
Yeah.
Okay, what are they?
Well, we've talked about before the like not re-racking your weights, the being really sweaty, being really loud, but I'm trying to think of like specific ones.
One of mine is when any person wears a chain and they put it in their mouth when they're lifting.
Yeah, I had to do that once because I was doing mountain climbers and it was hitting me in the face.
I get that.
And so I did it and it tasted disgusting.
I mean, it's like metal.
And sweat though.
It tastes like sweat and iron.
And it's like, I don't really wash my necklaces.
I don't know why, but when I see that, it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
No, yeah, that kind of grosses me out. I'm trying to think of what else.
I thought I had another one. I did.
That's your only one. You just wanted to say that, so you asked me.
I just really, when I'm at the gym, like I do, like in between sets, like I try not to be on my phone. I track like how much weight I lifted. I look at my rest time, and then I'm done. So then I just kind of like wander around, and I see like,
I love people watching.
What's
but
going
in like
on
a nice way.
What's going on in the gym today? You know, and that's one of the ones that I see a lot, and I'm like, but why?
I want to tell you about the diet I did, and then we'll come back to icks because I do love this topic.
What's your diet?
The one I did was called the military diet. I did this when I was like 12 or 13. Highly regret. Sure, messed up my metabolism for years. And it's only 3 days, but I think I did it twice. Like I did it 1 week and then the next week. And the theory behind it is you're supposed to lose 10 pounds in like these 3 days.
Wow.
And it's because you're not eating much. I'm going to just tell you the diet for each day, roughly. And at most, I believe, hold on, I want to make sure I'm right. I think you're eating 1,000 calories, maybe less.
Damn.
Yeah, because there's even like an off day plan, and the off day plan is 1,500 calories. So that's your high calorie.
What's on each day?
Okay, day one is black coffee, toast, grapefruit. That's breakfast.
Is it a slice of toast?
Yes, like one slice of toast.
That's sad.
It looks like something might be on it, but I'm not going to assume peanut butter because odds are for these people it's a little too high cal. And again, I did this like over 10 years ago. The second meal, more black coffee. More toast. Okay. This time, a can of tuna. Oh. You can't mix anything in with the tuna, though. I remember that. That was traumatizing to me. Plain tuna on its own, not the best. And then dinner, you get steak, asparagus, and fruit. Oh, and 1 scoop of plain vanilla ice cream to give you a little sugar in your day.
That's weird.
And then essentially all the days are the same, but you're cutting back on the carbs every day. So the next day is like still toast and an egg and a banana. And then the next meal is cottage cheese and egg and crackers, saltine crackers. I remember this day too because I hate cottage cheese more than anything.
My question is,
dinner is basically just veggies.
Where did you get this stuff to eat? Did your family buy you this stuff?
Yeah.
I would have been like, no.
Exactly.
Absolutely
we know
not.
now. I would never let my future kids come to me and be like, hey, I'm going to stop eating for 3 days.
I'm going to do the blah, blah, blah. I'm going to do the cotton. I'd be like, no.
No, you're not.
I am removing the cotton balls from the house.
Okay, I think about this sometimes, and third day looks the same, all 3 of these days. And it's just progressively less food. Like one of the meals is just an egg and tuna, which is just
so basically you're progressive.
Tasteless and disgusting.
You're like progressive underloading your food.
But I think about this all the time because like 2 of my brothers are parents now, and we keep having conversations around like trying to fix generational trauma and be better than our parents. I think every generation wants to see things that their parents did and be better, right? I don't think that's a diss to our parents at all, but I think like we're constantly learning and we want to give the best to our kids. So we've had these conversations, and I feel like one of the things that is gonna be hard is teaching my kids intuitive eating without teaching them intuitive eating, if you know what I mean. Like not putting any standards around food for them.
It would, I feel like, yes, like I totally agree with you. And you also like, we've talked about this a little bit before, but you also have to think back to like the time in which like, say our moms grew up, that was like fad diet central.
For sure.
Like they were being bombarded with like magazines and like things like now no one really like, I mean, do people still care about magazines? I don't know.
I don't personally.
You know what I mean? They're like with all these new, like lose 10 pounds like this or do like so that was like their normal. So I completely understand that. But I agree with you. It's like, what is the right way to do that?
Yeah. Like there is no right way, which is scary. But I definitely like, I'm learning a lot by watching how they parent. Like all three of I have 3 nephews right now, so it's all boys. And even then they're trying to implement like certain habits of like, if they ask for more, like giving them the more without any judgment or without saying anything, but also not allowing them like too much sugar and things because that becomes like a very early on addiction and things like that.
I feel like just like honestly explaining it and talking to your kids like more like adults, like why we're not going to be doing this. But yeah, I feel like it's such it must be so hard, like to find, you're never going to find like the right exact perfect way, but I know that every parent is just doing the best that they can. And that's what I'm going to try to do too.
Yeah.
The best that I can.
Same.
Yeah. So what about like other things that you used to do when you were a kid to try and like diet?
Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever talked about this because it is thoroughly embarrassing and I would hide it from everyone in my family, which is really hard because I shared a room with my brother for a long time. But there was like this thing, I feel like it was pretty common where you would like wrap your body with like saran wrap at night to make yourself sweat. And I was like, this is going to give me abs.
Oh my God.
And like it did
crazy.
Absolutely nothing except like hurt my back from me tightly wrapping my body.
And you have like a rash when you wake up.
I would use like Sweet Sweat or like the Abilene stuff and wrap myself as though I was going to wake up with abs.
Overnight.
Yeah.
You're like,
I was so delusional with that stuff for so long.
I did the ones where it was like the ab challenges. I remember like, I specifically remember like in my room on my bedroom floor.
Same.
And it was like one day you did like 50 crunches.
Yeah.
The second day was 100 and it just like kept going up. And then it would like on the little photo thing that I like printed out of like what we were going to do. It was like, and then by this day you're going to have abs. I was like,
same thing.
I didn't have abs, guys.
Once like big butts were a thing. I remember following all of those like Pinterest type workouts where it's like 0 weight, 0 resistance, 0 band.
Just
kickbacks.
do like 100 squats or 100 kickbacks.
Yeah, I was doing like squats and kickbacks and things like that. And I remember just wasting so much time.
I honestly feel like if you genuinely did do that for a significant amount of time, like it would probably get results. But what I would probably do now instead would be like actually add a like resistance band and do that because like resistance bands are good for certain purposes. So I feel like it would be better that way. But I was literally just in my room doing it. It was always the like start with 50. It was always that would like build up.
And then end of the week, you're doing like 200 kickbacks.
Yes. And I was just like,
good times.
And it was, I always quit and was like, this is stupid. I don't know why I'm doing this.
I'm trying to think of other ones because, like, trust me, I was obsessed, and I feel like that was like a precursor to my later issues. But I was so obsessed with like how I looked and my body and being healthy, but also being skinny. And I'm trying to think of other weird things I did besides my crazy diets. I did a juice cleanse when I was like 12.
God, that's crazy.
I was like, I'm not gonna like. Okay, I'm not going to say where I was on because you can definitely find it. And it is the most embarrassing clip of me. I still think about it. And they interviewed me about doing a juice cleanse. And I thought it was going to be about like, young teens caring about their health. No, they ripped me to shreds.
Can we find it?
No.
Guys, they're going to go look for it.
I'm going to cut out the,
okay.
But I was like braces face. They filmed it at like 11 p.m. with like bright lights on me. I thought the article and they prefaced it of like, hey, we want to talk about like how this helped you and like your gut and all these things. And yet the whole entire thing was like adults forcing their kids into doing these low calorie blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I begged my mom to buy me some juices and I was still eating. I wasn't just doing juice, but like my breakfast might've been like a green juice, which is normal now.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Good times.
They really like
traumatizing.
They faked you out, man.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like the last thing I wanted to talk about is I'm always late to basically everything.
Okay.
Movies, shows, things. It's just like, I just am, it's kind of like the way that I grew up, I was allowed to watch certain things. And I'm kind of glad now that my parents were that way, honestly. But I just started watching Sex in the City from the very beginning. Never watched it before.
This is obscure.
It's on Netflix.
We're coming back to this. It's going to loop around. Just give me a sec. I found this new coffee shop here and their energy there is so freaking good. Like you pull up and they're like, how are you? Like as though they're like an old friend. And I just know they're
drive-through?
Yeah. They're like cracked out on caffeine.
I would have been like, chill. Give me that energy.
They're so nice.
Give me my coffee
though.
first.
They are so nice. But one of the girls, she pulled up and I don't even know. Oh, she was like, it was Sunday and I was there at like noon because I just rolled out of bed. And she was like, what are you guys doing today? And we were like, absolutely nothing. Like Sundays are for
like,
TV.
We're doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
We're doing it.
And she was like, oh, like any good movies you're watching? And we were like, oh, we're not really movie people. And again, like this, we're just chatting at the drive-thru, but she is so sweet. And she was like, oh, like what shows do you watch then? I told her I'm obsessed with Modern Family. And she goes, oh, you would really like Sex and the City. And I was like, I told you it would come back to
so
this.
funny.
And I was like, okay, like I need to try. And she goes, and I asked her if she had seen New Girl. And she's like, that's the best, like same energy, same vibe. And I was like, okay. So anyway.
I do really like
You're
it.
the second person this week.
That's crazy. Yeah, I started watching it when I was traveling this past weekend because I was by myself and I couldn't watch a show that Zach and I watched because I wasn't with Zach and we always watch it together. So I was like, what can I watch? And I was like, I've seen the movie, but I've never I don't actually see from season 1.
So was it like a show and then a movie
Yes.
or then a movie and then a show?
Show and then a movie.
Okay. I've seen, aren't there multiple movies?
There's 2 movies.
Okay. I've seen one of the movies, but not even the whole thing. So I feel like I also need to start from scratch.
And I know this is like super late me talking about it, but Carrie and Big should never be together. Ever.
What season are you on?
Ever. 1.
Okay.
Ever.
I feel like in later seasons they're gonna
Yeah,
be together.
but based on 1,
yeah.
red flag central.
Okay.
They should never have ever continued to date.
Okay.
Red flags.
You kind of make me want to watch it. Her and your
it's just like
excitement around
trauma. Like they both keep going back and forth with it, and it's like they're like addicted to the trauma and the drama.
It happens.
It does happen. It's just like it's such. I understand and I'm here on my soapbox. I understand showing that is actually helpful sometimes in a way because like as a viewer you're like, oh crap, like that's unacceptable, or like come on, like why are you doing that? But also it's like no, we're not going to accept any of that. And I think both of them are equally as bad.
Okay.
Because I was like, anytime I watch something, I go to Reddit and I'm like, okay, what does Reddit say? And most people are like, you know, it's always him. He's him.
Yeah.
It's definitely him. Don't get me wrong.
But it's also
her.
Yeah.
She does some crazy bitch things. And I'm like,
I need to watch it. Then we can talk about it, even though we're super late. And then our viewers can watch it too. And we can all lately watch it.
Yes. As always, guys, let us know down in the comments below what you thought about this episode. If you guys ever have anything you want us to talk about, send it to me. Like
especially because we're doing more like casual topics thrown into like any current
really
events or any like the makeup video today was sent in by someone. Yeah.
Exactly. We truly value y'all's opinion. And as always, we love you all so much and you are more powerful than you think.
Bye.